And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to Jump into Crypto episode 619. Today is Monday, December 7th. I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10ish. It's a very 10ish day.
It is a 10ish day. And today's top stories, not many, but a few powerful ones. Paris court sentences Alexander Vinnick to 5 years in prison. Digital ruble will undercut bank profits, but will help businesses, Bank of Russia says. Crypto exchange Bittrex lists tokenized Apple, Amazon, Tesla stocks for trading. And Singapore's National Research Foundation invests $9 million in blockchain innovation. That and more. But of course, first and foremost, what is going on with these prices on the day?
Oh, yeah. So seeing a good mixture of green and red. Bitcoin at 19,205 is up 0.3% today. Ethereum at $594 is down 0.2%. Ripple at 60 cent is up 1.6%. Stellar at 17 cent is down 0.68%. Chainlink, $13.18, up 0.2%. Litecoin, $84.29, up 2.3%. And last but not least, EOS at $2.99 is on sale and up 1%. So we're seeing a mixture of green and red, a lot of sideways movement. I haven't really seen any chart that doesn't suggest we have sideways movement for the next few weeks here. Again, don't be surprised if we don't hit an all-time high and we just go sideways for a little while with a drop somewhere in between. Only because the buying pressure is pulling up a little bit right before Christmas. And we always know there's a big sale at least once right before Christmas time. Yeah. Cash is still king, and you still have some retail investors looking to get out. So even the smart money, they won't compete or go against millions of dollars worth of sale pressure. So, yeah, mixture of green and red, nothing much today.
And when you can, make sure you allow me to share that screen so I can show those prices to everybody watching. Some quick shout outs. What's going on? Ross Shu, peace to you. The P-Man Van, PFC Wales, D. Chiron. Morning. They say in parts of Germany. Madam Crypto, Black Impact. Hello, Tessa Hall. Let's see. Wired Sparks, everybody. Who else? Crypto and Culture, Malik Howard. Hello, and welcome everyone. Bitcoin Zay, let me share that screen real quick.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
All right, top story today. This is crazy. If you've been watching us, this is a story we have literally been following now for over 3 years. I look back in my life. I don't think I've followed any news story for 3 years so far, except this one. But the top story of the day, Paris court, let me pull that up. Paris court sentences Alexander Vinnick to 5 years in prison. Now, for those who might have just heard this for the first time, who's Alexander Vinnick? What's going on? The long, short version of it is that Alexander Vinnick pardon me, I got to put on my do not disturb. You know, we're doing this different time these days. I have my emails coming in. Alexander Vinnick was a guy in the United States, said was a part of a money laundering scheme coming out of BTCE in exchange. BTCE, although there are some reports saying that they may have laundered some of the Bitcoin that came out of the infamous Mt. Gox hat in 2014. And this also aligned up to some of the dates that the U.S. started beefing with Russia back in 2017. And literally the day of, or I think of the day after the United States sanctioned Russia, Alexander Vinnick was arrested. So it was crazy how this all happened at the same time. But he gets arrested in Greece. He stays there for about 2 years where he goes on a hunger strike because he's not treated properly. Russia said, we want him back. We're going to prosecute him in our courts if he is in so effective money launderer. The United States says, no, we want him back. Greece extradites him to Paris. And Paris finally, after, again, a full 3 years, this guy being in and out of jail, three and a half years, Paris has decided to be the one to sentence him. Again, he was arrested in Greece for the United States while Russia wants him, yet Paris is sentencing him. This is a crazy story. Yeah. What is going on with this sentencing, and what did Paris decide for him? Looks like 5 years.
Oh, yeah. So according to the December 7th report, Vinnick has been sentenced to 5 years in prison for money laundering as part of an organized criminal group and providing false information about the origin of the proceeds, in addition to a fine of about $121,000. I won't be honest with you. I think Vinnick got off easy here.
I must say, Denny, it was supposedly billions of dollars.
Billions of dollars. As it says here, it literally says they processed over $4 billion worth of capital flows through BTCE. If $120,000 fine in 5 years, let me ask everybody watching. Hey, would you take $120,000 fine?
Don't forget who your neighbor is, Paris, before you go do what you're going to do.
I was going to say, would you take 5 years in prison with 3 years time served, because he's already been in prison for like 3 years, plus 120,000. If you could make $4 billion,
I'll actually take that bet.
I'm pretty sure most people would take that bet. They would go with that. But of course, Vinnick's treatment is sort of the bigger news story here, simply because we think he's more important than they're letting off. He either has information about operations, or I believe there's been money flowing from nation states through his site, and that they can track that it's coming from certain places that are deemed terrorists. Problem is, you call out everybody, then your dirt gets exposed as well. So I think all of these different countries just agreed that, all right, we need to get this dude out of here. Make him the patsy. We'll put him in jail. And then on top of that, they're not going to give him real time. Vinnick's going to do his little 5 years. We'll forget about it. He'll be out on the beach somewhere living his life. Because I'm pretty sure he was connected. You don't make $4 billion without being connected and being able to get outside of it. But I'm just kind of glad it's over. Thank goodness they finally did something. I mean, they were holding this man hostage, basically. And nobody had a decision. But yeah, glad it's over. And I believe this is a very light sentence for a $4 billion profit.
I'm with you on that. First, everything you say, I'm in agreement with. Like, first of all, when you talk about $4 billion, who knows if that's a plus or minus? Like, what the plus or minus is that, right? It could be $3 billion. It could be $6 billion. We talking about billions. Like,
this was $4 billion in 2017.
That's true. This is $4 billion in Bitcoin in 2017. And this wasn't at the all-time high, if you remember, people. This when Bitcoin was at a price, was it June, July? Bitcoin might have been at $7,000 at $4.
Not even that. I don't even know if it was that much.
It might have been not. It might have been what, 5,000 for 5,500?
Yeah, 5,000.
Let's say 5,000. It was at $4 billion for $5,000 of Bitcoin. Hey, come on, we're talking about $12 to $20 billion. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about enough money to actually just hire a bunch of military members and mercenaries to keep you free. So,
I mean, honestly, it looked like the payoff, 90 million here. New Zealand police reportedly recovered 90 million. Looked like he paid off his people. It cost him 90 million.
Come on, bro.
He was like, yeah, don't touch the rest of my shit.
This is what happened. He gave that percentage up. Look, I ain't giving y'all a whole 100. I got 90 buried in some desert. Like you said, that 90 million, I can guarantee a piece of that went to the United States, a piece of that went to Greece for their help, a piece of that went to Paris for this 5 years, a piece of went back to New Zealand for them finding money buried in their backyard, and a piece of that went back to Russia, and he's a free man, or at least free for now. Who knows? He might come free and get killed. You're talking crypto, but yeah, some things I want to point out. You're talking about, again, $4 billion at a price of $5,000 of Bitcoin. So we know it at least doubles that to 8 billion. I mean, let's not even go triple, quadruple, which it probably would be. Again, I think 12 to 20 billion. But let's just say we're keeping that $4 to $8 billion. You get in trouble. You go on a hunger strike. 2 countries are fighting for you, Russia and the United States. And again, not a conspiracy theory. When this started happening, we're keeping track of dates. Literally the day after he was arrested, the United States sanctioned Russia. That was like the big news. No one knew why it happened. I'm telling you, it came from this. And then if you want to go back to 2014 with the Mt. Gox hack and all this money laundering, that's the same time when President Obama was in office, we started bombing Syria for Operation Hair Results. I'm telling you, this money to me had, like you said, it kind of goes a lot deeper than just individuals using the dark web. I think it does go to nation states because, again, there is no reason for a person like this to be in the news as much as he has been, with 4 different countries involved, 2 of those countries being the 2 biggest on the planet, all for a person and his laundered crypto. There's way more to this story.
Yeah, he knows where the bodies are buried.
He knows where the bodies are buried. And then, like you already pointed out, $4 billion, $121,000 fine. What?
And he's probably, I mean, at this point, like I said, with time served, he's probably not going to be in jail that much longer anyway.
No,
so
give him another year.
He'll get out and the thing is, if there's any site that was like purely just looked like money laundering just on the first page, it was BTCE. There was no KYC when it first started. It was literally, there were 2 order books. If you have Bitcoin, you sent it to the address there, your wallet was in the browser, and then you just traded it right there, like on the spot. There was no KYC. There wasn't even a sign up. You didn't even have to have an account. Like BTCE was crazy. But that's the thing though, is a lot of that red tape, I think, led back to some people that didn't want this guy to open his mouth. I'm sure he said, yeah, of course I'm not gonna say nothing. Just don't give me
$4 billion.
a crazy time. Yeah.
All it takes for one weapons contractor to have 100 million going across that thing.
Look,
let me make some calls to these governors I know. Hold on. Yeah. Like, oh, this isn't a big deal. You want that campaign money again, don't you? All right. Well, I need some help on this, buddy.
Oh yeah, and I think this goes to the top. So
this goes to the top on both
this is
sides.
interesting, and it'll kind of float away. But this
I don't
is
know.
definitely a huge story.
That's going to be the interesting part. I want to know what's going to happen to him. Let's say he serves another 2 years, or a year or two. When he gets out, if he gets out, I want to know what the first 2 to 3 years look like. Is he alive? Who is he working for? How much money does he have? Because I'm telling you, if he comes back out on top another 2 or 3 years, we find out some big new crypto company has him as a CEO. I'm going to go work for him. All right, like this.
Oh yeah,
hey, it's real. He knows some people. I'm in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it ain't about what you know, it's about who you know. He
right. All right. Digital ruble will help undercut bank profits, but will help businesses, says Bank of Russia. What I tell y'all? Look, they got Vinnick back. Russia's like, all right, we're back in business, people. We crypto going again. It looks like Russia's central bank wants the digital ruble to help businesses by cutting out the financial middleman. This is one of those stories where I hope it to be true, man. I really do. But yeah, it looks like Russia's digital ruble is expected to reduce businesses' costs, but could also cut profits for commercial banks, according to Elvira Nabulina, the chairwoman of the Bank of Russia. At a December 3rd meeting of Opora Russia, a non-governmental organization of small, medium-sized businesses, Nabulina said that a digital ruble could undercut commercial bank profits from commissions and transaction fees. She said this is a natural move in the financial system development. Financial intermediaries should become less burdensome for the economy and earn money with new products and services instead of profiting from its monopoly and lack of alternatives. We believe that small and medium-sized businesses should definitely benefit from this. Wow.
Didn't they just say they're not doing a digital ruble? Like last week? I'm like 100% sure they said that last week.
The misdirection is in full effect.
I mean, literally, they literally last week said, nah, I don't think we're going to do a ruble. And then this week, yeah, this is a natural move in the financial system.
It can protect you.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's funny here that they say they're now considering several models in which digital ruble can exist. I don't know a world where CBDCs don't exist is coming, because and even though governments, they really don't care about you individually, they do care that if businesses can save money on certain things, that they can pay more taxes. So that's the only benefit they supposedly are giving to you. Plus, they get more oversight with CBDCs. So most of the digital ruble, digital yuan, the digital dollar, everything that's coming out is simply for that reason. And here, of course, it looks like Russia has done the same thing. One thing I'm interested in seeing with the CBDC wars that are coming is whether or not somebody will use Bitcoin as the reserve currency, because we talk about CBDCs, digital yuan, and all these going against each other. But the first one that says our digital money is backed by the amount of Bitcoin that they have or whatever, that's the one I think is going to win. And I think Russia kind of realizes that, but at the same time, they can't, put out their strategy. So it'll be interesting to see. The CBDC world is, it's
like I said, it's here. It's one of those things. To even say it is here. Like 20. And it's something we talked about. We talked about it so many years. Like, 3 to 5 years we see it happening. It's like, we said that in 2016. We said 3 to 5 years. And it's like, it's 3 to 5 years. It's crazy to even think about that. But it's here. They're pushing the narrative, of course. It's going to happen. I agree with you on that one, too. I think whatever the first country, if it's a country, Facebook could come out the blue. Hey, we actually on MicroStrategy. We got 500 whatever Bitcoin, 500 million or whatever Bitcoins. Who want to come get this Libra or DM, right? So I think that's also a possibility. And that's something I would actually love to see. I don't know why everybody wants to stick to the norm on this thing. I don't know, but I would love to see a company come out and be like, we got like $3 billion in Bitcoin. All of our stable coins are backed by it. Use it. Like you said, I think they'll be the ones to take off. And then that begs the question of, what will the government say or do after that? I don't know.
Yeah, I was saying not really anything positive for that person, whoever does.
Right. They just need to call them. Look, whoever company comes out with the most Bitcoin, just call themselves the Federal Reserve. Like, look, you can still keep the same name, the same brand. It's like Pepsi. You don't know who the commissioner is.
And I think it's gonna be somebody that comes out. It's gonna be called the State Reserve, like Texas or Wyoming. They're gonna be like, well, we got a State Reserve. Wow. Because you start small, and if you like, hey, we got $1 billion back in all of our state projects, and it's provably scarce, and we can prove that the value is there, and we issue stable coins based on that, hey, might have something there. I might have just came up with $1 billion idea for somebody.
Federal government ain't letting state play that way.
Yeah, well, hey, what you gonna tell Wyoming if they do it?
Right. Oh man. Some quick shout outs real quick. See some more people log in. What's going on? Lisa Lee. Hello, crypto family. Edwin IT. Torrance J playlist said 5 years, still a billionaire, right? Wyatt Sparks, Rashu. Yeah, D Sharon said, lock me up. Rashu's like, he said, that's it? Bet, LOL. And it's in Bitcoin too. Hell yeah. Like everybody's basically saying they'll take those years for those few billions of dollars. Look, 3 to 5 years, $4+ billion.
Hey man, I'm still young, man.
And $120,000 fine. Yeah, I can do.
Yeah, I'm still young. I'll take them years in a heartbeat, bro.
Hilarious. We are not endorsing jail time or prison time, people. It was probably worse.
Not at all.
We are endorsing investments, and that still sounds like a good investment. Will 45, what's up? What's Crypto Sovereign? Yeah, Torrance J playlist said free Ross. That's right, free Ross Albrecht. I saw the emails floating around again. I'm seeing some of the headlines pop up on some of the crypto sites, but I know that push is being made to get Ross Albrecht out of prison or pardoned during the Trump administration before he finds his way out of there. So yeah, make sure you go sign that up. I think it's like rossalbrecht.com, but just Google Ross Albrecht. It goes to his website. Make sure you sign up on the sheet or whatever to add your name to the list of people who want him to be free, want to see him free. Again, he was a person who got 2 life sentences for creating a website. So free Ross,
man. Free Ross.
Yeah. What's up, Leroy? PFC Will said Blue Dogs. Zeri 2011. Hey. So I just found you guys. Can't believe I caught a live show. Well, welcome to the show. There we go. PFC Will said the first half of the next decade is going to catch a lot of people left field, even though you've been calling stuff for how long now? I know this was crazy right now. Is that again, it's catching me off guard. Some of the stuff we've literally called is catching me off guard because we called it hoping it wasn't fully true. Almost like, no, they wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. See, it's almost like it's like movies where you know the ending,
right?
But you just want to see how it happens. You're like, all right, how does this progress? Because you can't believe it's actually happening. You're like
don't trip while he chasing. Oh, you didn't trip.
Man, I knew you was gonna trip.
Yeah, right. All right, last couple of stories. Big story in the news. Another one that we called, and I want to make sure I smash this one in on it. What was like the website we used to get crypto news from? That was a great crypto site and disappeared. They turned to like a regular site and then disappeared. They turned to like a regular stock site.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But I
can't remember.
CCN.
Was it CCN? CCN was like a great crypto site. Then I get it. The market went bull for 2 years. They turned to a regular stock site, and I haven't been back on that site for news since. Well, here's an exchange we're going to talk about that we called out a couple years ago saying they were starting to lag. They were falling behind. A lot of stuff wasn't right. And now they are offering traditional stocks and stuff. Now, could this be the future of exchanges where we see them merge traditional stocks, traditional portfolios with crypto? Possibly. But right now, this stage, I think this is a far call sign, cry for help, that they are officially about to close their doors down. But that is crypto exchange Bittrex, as they list tokenized Apple, Amazon, and Tesla stocks for trading. Before we jump into this, I'm just going to tell you all the initial gut response from me is that this is negative. And the reason why is because once you're talking about traditional stuff, there is no longer an argument. There is no argument of this being a crypto, a token, a ICO, STO. That argument is gone. Now you're talking about traditional stocks, which makes your entire website have to fall under and abide by all the rules that any other traditional place where you can buy stocks at, which is something we don't like in crypto. So already this is a red flag to me. But what is going on with Bittrex as they start to, I guess, involve or conflate with the traditional market?
Oh, yeah. So Bittrex CEO Tom Albright actually states traditional clearing systems are inefficient and complex, and trading small volumes can be expensive and take days, all of which is totally unnecessary given the technological advances that have been made in the last decade. I agree with him there. There's no reason why we should be stuck in the mud. We should be moving forward at a much faster pace. And it looks like they're trying to take advantage of that. It says here, tokenized stocks look to be a growing trend among cryptocurrency firms. In October, crypto derivatives exchange FTX announced it would allow users of the exchange to register to trade over 12 equity and cryptocurrency pairs. The CEO of FTX is the second biggest donor to Joe Biden. And one of the things we've said is with his election, if he is elected and goes in office, crypto should be at the forefront. I just actually was a co-signatory on a letter to Biden and some of these people. So yes, that is definitely a huge thing happening right now because you have the ability, if you have the ability to buy stocks without an external broker, that to me is great. You save money. You do it like Robinhood. I'm pretty sure Bittrex saw all the money Robinhood was making and some of these other platforms and was like, hey, well, the crypto world part of it isn't taking off like we wanted to. We got to make sure we expand. And once they basically decided to do that, they have moved into tokenized stocks. This is just the beginning, people. I think almost every crypto exchange will have something similar because all these words get put together: cryptos, tokens, digital currencies, Bitcoin. Even though they're all different, they all are put into the digital or virtual currency space. So I'm sure more exchanges will be doing this in the future.
And that was my point about the narrative, is that that's intentional, what you just said. The fact that this is all being lumped into the same basket, that is that's my beef with this whole narrative, people, is that just how Bitcoin said, flow like seamlessly. He's like, hey, this is all one thing now. That's because they started pushing that CBDC in the world. They started pushing digital this and Bitcoin this. They started pushing blockchain without saying Bitcoin blockchain or whatever blockchain. They started pushing the word blockchain. So that's, I mean, shout out to the mainstream, right? And to the traditional companies. That's 3 to 4 or 5 years of them continue to push the narrative. Now we already know it's just like, hey, this is all going to be the same thing. It probably all, like you said, will be under the same exchange. But my issue is, like it says here, Bittrex said its stock tokenization initiative is the first step towards creating more accessible markets where securitized token offerings can harness more mature and varied investors. Does more mature and varied investors sound like retail investors, people? Because to me, it doesn't. It sounds like it's going to be more of the same old, more credit investors, more wealthy begets more wealth instead of giving it to people who are actually trying to use it, the unbanked, people who want access to all this stuff. Now, when it comes to them actually doing this, their business, I don't see how it can work either because they can't do the crypto side of the business. Like their exchange can't take crypto customers. They can't. They don't have the support for crypto customers. So I can only imagine what's going to happen when you get somebody in there buying Apple or Tesla and they want questions answered. They have problems with the platform. They're going to go crazy, except this time it won't be them yelling at the clouds or yelling at the moon. They'll actually be able to call up a regulator and be like, hey, something going on with this Tesla stock on this Bittrex exchange. So what's the word here? I think it's going to end bad for them. Again, so far they haven't shown to be able to handle the normal crowd that they have. So I don't see how adding an additional crowd will help their business at all. But we'll see. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll see.
KFC Wells says, shout out to Cleve for putting that letter together. There we go.
Yeah, shout out to Cleve.
Let's see. Edwin IT said, to hell with Bittrex. They took $1,000 worth of SIA and Golem from me. Listen, I'm telling you, people, we know all about Bittrex. They will definitely hold your money from you until that price drops back down to zero.
We know all too.
Yeah. D Rhythm said, would we recommend Gemini or Uphold for a wallet / owning crypto? We would recommend Exodus. What's the oldie but goodie? Trezor. We do like a desktop or hardware wallet. We wouldn't recommend using an exchange's wallet because the exchange owns that crypto. So we wouldn't recommend either of those. We would recommend them for buying and transferring it, but not for holding your crypto in.
Yeah, make sure you get it off. And for the love of God, get it off of Coinbase.
Right. D. Chiron said, although limited, I've been using the Exodus wallet. Look, Exodus just had another update, I think about a month and a half or so ago. Exodus is killing it right now. The only thing that worries me about their wallet is that they keep updating it so much and they're making it so cool and novel, is that it almost wants you to be connected online, where I use it as an offline wallet. So I would, strongly suggest you all do it as well. But some of the new updates, and it makes you want to be connected to the online system. And to me, that's a scary thing because that's just another way for a hacker to have the possibility of getting inside your crypto. All right, last but not least, Singapore's National Research Foundation invests $9 million in blockchain innovation. Wow, they are serious about blockchain over in Singapore. What's going on there?
Oh, yeah. So according to a report by the Straits Times, $9 million was donated to the program National Research Foundation to support research and development of real-world use cases for the technology. It's expected to interact with up to 75 companies, ranging from multinational corporations, large enterprises, and IT firms to come up with 17 blockchain-based projects. The initiative will see those projects established over a 3-year period across sectors, including trade, logistics, and supply chain. So, to me, this is Singapore doing it the right way. If you have some sort of vision for the future, which the reason why I think the U.S. is sort of going to be a failed state is because our vision for the future is usually let somebody else innovate and then we'll just take it over. Problem is, you can't do that in the crypto world and blockchain world. It looks like Singapore has realized that, and their government is actually giving money for people to have a digital sandbox and to create blockchain-based companies. I think in America we should have something similar. I've called myself for a 3 to 5 year digital sandbox with no taxes, with no regulations on any blockchain-based company. And usually, most people will look at you like, "What? You just want people to run wild?" Yes, I want us to be able to run wild and have a sort of internal regulation, so we can basically regulate ourselves, make ourselves better, and in 3 to 5 years, you come back and say, "All right, what does the industry look like now?" That's what we'll try to regulate, or you have to study it. And I think Singapore is doing a great job with that, and good to see from them. It also says here they were created in 2006. They operate as a department within the Prime Minister's office to guide their direction on research and development. So it looks like Singapore is taking the lead on blockchain development. Good to see.
Yes. Shout out to Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy, when you think about that, it's one of those things where technology isn't going to ruin anyone's lives. Everyone thinks that, oh, we do too much crypto or use this tech, like this bad thing is going to happen. And it's like the worst thing that can happen for anyone in this industry is that they lose money. And the only way for them to lose money is to put too much money into a project. So literally when you think about ICOs and all these projects, and I mentioned this because you're just saying how you think we should have that 3 to 5 year sandbox where we can just run and just go in any direction. People are like, "What do you mean just run around?" I was like, yeah. Like you said, like what's going to go wrong in this atmosphere? Like in this industry, if you let businesses go crazy for 3 to 5 years, the worst thing that can happen is an individual person or family gives you too much money and they go broke. And then they have to start over. And even then, you're still alive. You just got to start over and make more money. And you shouldn't have gave that much to the project.
Yeah.
But as far as it's like, there's nothing else that can go that wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I know what the United States is really saying. We don't want somebody to displace the United States dollar without us knowing. But nothing can go wrong. No one can get hurt. You can lose money. This is a money market. So I'm with you on that. I think that would be pretty cool to see a 3 to 5 year sandbox. Who knows if we'll ever actually get that, but that would be pretty cool.
Probably not. What you'll probably get is some sort of state sandbox from somebody like Wyoming, like California or something like that, or like state regulations. But I don't know on the federal level. But the thing is, on the federal level, who cares? On a global level, there's companies being built in other countries that will surpass most U.S. blockchain-based companies simply because regulations have stifled them. And when you see some Venezuelan logistics blockchain project, don't be surprised because they've been working on it for the past 7 years.
Well, the U.S. is hoping. The U.S. is like, oh yeah, y'all go ahead and build it up. I hope you get one American. I hope you get.
Yeah, that's what we're known for. We're like, yeah, you go ahead and innovate. We'll show up with guns and we'll.
You got a couple Americans over there? Ah, man, we're gonna have to take at least half of that one. Like,
exactly. We're gonna need some of that, baby.
It's also there's a couple of quick comments I saw. I was gonna say a quick shout out to, but a couple of quick comments. Let's see. Crypto Sovereign says wallets like Exodus and Coinami concern me primarily because of their updates. It puts me in the mindset of the frog in the boiling water. So again, I'm with you. That is my issue, is those updates. And I saw someone else said with Exodus, PFC Wells said you can stake on Exodus. That's my point. The staking, the updates. I don't enable any of that stuff on there. I do the updates manually, so I can like watch it as it happens and make sure I get offline after it happens. But yes, those are things that worry me as well. But the good thing is that unless someone specifically was targeting you, or there's some type of huge exploit that can get almost everyone's wallet, it'll be still incredibly difficult to do it. But it is still one of those things I worry about. Let's see. Leroy Forbes said that's chump change for Singapore. I feel like they low-key have much more invested.
Oh, yeah. 12 million is nothing really.
Right. Crypto Sovereign said not run wild, but self-govern. No, I would actually say run wild first, too, because before you got to have something to self-govern, right? Like, what would we self-govern if we haven't innovated yet? So I'm with you on that, on the run wild stage. What he means, you just got to, blank canvas, you got to throw colors on there. See what looks good, right? See what happens.
And PFC Wells, he's right. rapid trial and error development. That's what DeFi is doing. We literally watched something go wild, and then you saw it self-regulate. DeFi went crazy. The market cap tripled, and then people were like, "What the hell is Sushi Swap? What is this? This is garbage. That's garbage. That's garbage." Then what happened? Boom! Market cap fell. The real people who were building the stage, the people who were not, they're gone. And that happened in the ICO market. That happened with Bitcoin at the beginning. Yeah. Got to move fast and break shit, like Leroy Forbes said. That's a big thing in the tech world.
Yep. Crypto sovereign. That's a possibility. I propose setting up more DAOs. D Chiron said updates are necessary for security. I know that's a double-edged sword right there. It's like you better update that thing or leave that exploit open. Lisa Solis said, what about Atomic Wallet? I haven't used that one. Bitcoin Zay, you got Atomic Wallet thoughts?
I haven't used it in a long time. I tested it a little bit. I haven't tried it.
All right. Other than that, folks, that is the show for today. As always, thanks for watching. Hope the week is getting started off to a great start. Bitcoin Zay, you got some news?
No new news updates. Bitcoin in Black America, second edition, out now.
All right. We will see you all tomorrow with some more crypto news, and cheers.